Hi, I want to show you a nice feature of MFlow that has been developing this week. And this is by in something which comes from the Seaside web framework, which is a framework made in Smalltalk. It is very nice because we can create different widgets in the same page with different behaviors. It may say that it performs a different workflow for each one of these elements. I tried and I finally did it for MFlow. MFlow currently had no different flows for different widgets. The Seaside example use this counter as a sample. This counter as a widget with quite small code, which is used in combination with itself to create a counter that can be where different elements of the same kind can have its own behavior. For example, this is the most basic example. Of course, the back button works very well in Seaside, and everything works okay. Let's go to my application. Well, and the code is a combination of in Smalltalk is very nice. It uses a counter 1 to 5, collect each, and this is the widget that is this and is combining in five times. Separate B horizontal line. Let me go to my code, to my example. This is my counter. It is this code. Royally. This is my counter in MFlow. It's different while in Smalltalk it's an object which update its own data. Here the widget has two links, has the number, header 1, two links to increment and decrement, and there is a callback, like in the case of Seaside, which also has a callback mechanism, but instead of updating its own data, callback spawns, create another another widget depending on the result of one of the two options, with increase or decreasing one. The things works well. The rendering is this because it has some text explaining what we are looking at, and this is the page displaying the page that explains the widget itself starting in 0 and a link to exit, which is this. So I can increase. Sorry, I had been a timeout, and well, this is my. Well, let's go to multi-counter. since I have RESTful URLs, I can go directly to another option. And this is a multi-counter. This is the multi-counter with three of them, free counters. I can do the same than in the case of Seaside. And the code is this multi-counter as explanation, which is this textual explanation, and this is the it replicates 3 times the counter. This is a list operation. First off, select the first link selected, and there is a link to exit as before. Counter is this is counter widget plus carry return in as another paragraph. No, sorry, it's this the horizontal line, which is this. So we reuse the counter widget, which is here, and you can see that it works well. So far so good. There is nothing special except that it works, and I'm proud of it. You can combine, of course, different widgets, not the widget that not the same widget. You can perform very powerful things with active widget without using JavaScript. That's very important. You can show active behavior. One important thing is that this because I use links, this is pure, and in a sense that when I introduce the link, the results are the same because all the parameters are in the URL. What means that? It means that it is full RESTful. It'll obey the REST guidelines because this is a GET request, and the result is ever the same, no matter where the past interactions. While in the Seaside example, I had if you press this after a time, you will see the counters are 0 resetted. That is because Seaside store all the widget is data that updates its own state and is serialized and is in a continuation, and from time to time to release let's say memory or disk, the continuation is erased. I had this URL, not this, but other URL that he tried after a time and it was 0. But in my case, if I, for example, stop the program, if I restart it again, you can see I received the same exactly response. That's very nice from my point of view. Let's see just another thing related, which is what I had before, which is called actions. This is a action. Actions are similar but not the same. An action is associated with a widget, like in the case of a callback, but an action take control of all the a single action take control of all the navigation. That means that action can initiate another workflow, another different workflow. Let's see, for example, here. This is two form fields, each one with one action, because the action take control of all the execution, and they had content once validated. For example, if this were a link, when the link is pressed, the action will be executed. But in this case, both widget as content, so the two actions will be executed. If I press submit, then the first action is executed, and when the first action finishes, the second action is executed, and the result is the result of those two actions. The action executed is this. It just asks for another form for more content. You can see if I modify this, you will present another result. And finally, a third thing that is very powerful, is more powerful than the other things, I think, and is the flow in the view monad. The flow in the view monad probably saw one example. This is in another video I presented an example of execution of a flow with some 3 numbers. Here this flow has three different pages. Each ask statement is a page. It's a simple page, simple question with a form with a single field here and a string. Three of them, and after that the sum of the 3 is presented. You see that each ask here is a page. Now we have this different thing that is 3 questions for a number in the same way, almost exactly the same, or can be exactly the same, but without ask. Ask is here. What this means? This means that this is a widget is presented in a single page, but it's not applicative form. It's not a let's see what happens. This is, instead of presenting the 3 of them, it presents first enter first number, one. Oh, sorry. Not this. Here. Maybe a timeout. Remember that this is under development. I had to fix some things. Then the second, I have a quite short timeout. Here is 2 minutes. I have to put it more. Enter the second number. Enter the third number. Okay, and this is the sound. You see that everything happened in the same page. In reality, is not the case because we have 3 different pages in sequence. But look at this. The zoom is actualized. Okay, you see, that's fine. And this monadic presentation of inputs is very useful when you have complex data where the question depends on the previous question. Instead of creating a long formulary in applicative way, you can vary your question depending on the result, and you can play with the result. So it's very nice for active application, and moreover this is a widget, so you can combine it with other widgets in other location of the display in the navigator. Is completely back compatible, you know. So and everything is without a single line of JavaScript. Very nice. I hope that you enjoy it. Thank you.